When I was in high school, I was like, I must go to college to get a good job so that I can make lots of money. And I think that was my driving force. And now it's kind of like, I'm glad I went, but I wish that I wouldn't have put so much pressure on myself to like be this successful, crazy, great person, and that I could have just been like, what makes me happy? My parents had 5 girls, and I have a little sister who's a year and a half younger than me, and she has Down syndrome. I just remember growing up and being so annoyed that she got so much more attention than me. Like when she started walking, I was like, I've been walking. Why don't I get attention? And you get older and you realize like, oh, it's because that's a really big accomplishment for her. And you start realizing that all the extra attention is just because that's what she needs. And so then I started really playing that role of caretaker too. I would pick her up from her bus from school and, watch her after school and make sure she was fed and make sure she was safe. The amazing, like, pure love that she gives and the pure excitement that she has, like, that's something that I wish everybody had. I worked for some attorneys and did some legal work, and then my little sister's case manager actually approached me and said, hey, we have some openings at my job and I think you'd be really great at it. I wasn't getting paid very much. So honestly, the first thing that sparked was really more like the pay and the benefits because I had a little girl. I'm a case manager for adults with disabilities that live in their own home or the family home. I help manage their Medicaid funding. That means finding a provider for them, helping them find transportation, helping them find a community job and the supports that they need for that. Every day is a little bit different. You start off and you have to kind of build that trust and build that relationship. Eventually, you get to a point where you're sharing a lot of yourself with them and they're sharing a lot of themselves with you. It's really rewarding to be that for somebody. You have to be a genuinely kind and caring person. You have to be able to create your own schedule, kind of work on your own terms. A lot of people really like funny, so it's important that you have a sense of humor so you can kind of break some barriers that way. So when you see a change in quality of life of someone, someone that when you walked into their lives, their quality of life wasn't that great. And, now that they've been working with you and they have those supports, they're more independent and they're able to be happier and have what they need. That's really rewarding. Really seeing that difference in their lives is that's what keeps me going, through the hard times. I'm first generation to go to college, and I'm first generation Mexican American. So that made my life harder in general. But, when I decided I'm going to go to college, I was like, I'm going to do it. And I kind of had to do everything on my own just because my family had no experience with it and we didn't have the financial means. I mean, I had to grow up pretty fast, but I learned a lot. I learned how to be kind and caring and selfless. I think that if you have any want or desire to go to college, that you should. But I also am a strong believer that you don't have to go to college to be successful. As long as you find something that you're good at and that you love, that's all that matters. Just be open to different experiences and try to get as much experience as you can through volunteering or little jobs here and there. Just try to figure out what you like and what you love, because if you hate your job, that's no way to live. It could be the best paying job, but if you hate it, what's the point?